Balancing of rotating and reciprocating inertia forces. The objective of balancing is to either remove or reduce the unbalanced inertia forces. Balancing can be done either by adding counter mass or by removing unbalanced mass present in the system. Balancing of rotating mass. Static balancing. A system is said to be statically balanced if there is no unbalanced force in it. For statically balanced system, the force polygon will be completely closed and center of mass of system will exist on axis of rotation. Static balancing of system by adding or removing a single mass in or from the system. Omega rotor front view, side view, ECM, uh, ME omega F unbalanced is equal to ME omega square at theta, and again at theta in this direction BB omega square. Let M is equal to mass of rotor, E is equal to eccentricity of rotor, capital B is equal to balancing mass or counter mass, small b is equal to balancing mass radius. If rotor is statically balanced, then BB omega square is equal to ME omega square. BB is equal to ME. Equilibrium diagram, force polygon, ME omega square is in this direction, BB omega square is in this direction. Blue line is unbalanced, red line is balanced. If unbalance is in the first quadrant, the the balance will be exactly in third quadrant. Static balancing of system by adding more than one mass in same plane. F unbalanced mr omega square, m1 r1 omega square, m2 r2 omega square, theta 1 at theta 1, theta 2. This is at theta. M is unbalanced mass, m1, m2 are balancing mass. If system is statically balanced, the force polygon will be completely closed. That is m1 r1 omega square in this direction, m2 r2 omega square in this direction, mr omega square. From force polygon, sigma fx is equal to 0. Mr omega square cos theta plus m1 r1 omega square cos theta 1 plus m2 r2 omega square cos theta 2 is equal to 0. Mr cos theta plus m1 r1 cos theta 1 plus m2 r2 cos theta 2 is equal to 0. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n, mi ri cos theta I is equal to 0. Similarly, sigma f is equal to fi is equal to 0. Sigma I is equal to 1 to n, mi ri sin theta I is equal to 0. One workbook question. Static balancing by adding mass in parallel plane. F unbalanced is equal to mcrc omega square, bb omega square, side view, front view, a bb omega square at a distance. F unbalanced plane C is equal to plane D. mcrc omega square is equal to bb omega square. mcrc is equal to bb. The system will be statically balanced in parallel plane here. In balancing, we don't consider mg, we will consider only me omega square. Fc is equal to ft. F sigma fi is equal to 0. Ra plus rb is equal to 0. Ra is equal to minus rb. Sigma m point A is equal to 0. Rb into L is equal to Fc into A. Rb is equal to Fc into A by L. Ra is equal to minus Fc into A by L. Okay. Since Ra is equal to minus Rb, it means reactions are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, and these reactions are known as dynamic reactions. From equation 1, the total dynamic reaction is equal to 0. While calculating reactions, we neglect mg because the unbalanced force me omega square is of larger magnitude than mg. Okay. Okay, since system is statically balanced, force polygon will be completely closed. Okay, workbook question. Dynamic balancing. A system is said to be dynamically balanced if there is neither any unbalanced force nor any unbalanced couple, that is force polygon as well as the couple polygon is both will be closed completely. Since force polygon is closed, therefore sigma mi cos theta is equal to 0 and sigma mi sin theta is equal to 0. Couple polygon is also closed, therefore sigma mi Li cos theta is equal to 0, sigma mi Li sin theta is equal to 0. Li is measured from reference plane, which can be any plane, but in order to make the problem simple, generally plane containing unknown variable is preferred as reference plane. The distance measurement from reference plane will be mathematical, that is, we will consider origin at reference plane, RHS is positive and LHS reference plane is negative. If a system is dynamically balanced, it will also be statically balanced, but reverse is not true. The reaction in bearings for dynamically balanced system will be zero. Okay. Or question based on above information. Balancing of reciprocating mass. Example, single cylinder engine, multi-cylinder engine only in AC, not for gate. Inline engine, V engine, radial engine. Single cylinder engine, R omega radius R, L connecting rod length L, omega rotating with omega, theta, F unbalanced is equal to F inertia of slider, line of stroke. Assumptions: mass, let mass of crank, crank pin and connecting rod is negligible. Omega is equal to constant. F inertia slider is equal to MA slider is equal to mr omega square cos theta plus cos 2 theta by n. Single cylinder reciprocating unbalanced mass. The magnitude of unbalanced force changes continuously, but its direction remains same. In this we can add mass. Rotating unbalanced mass, the magnitude of unbalanced force remains constant, whereas direction changes continuously. In this we can remove mass. Fi slider is equal to mr omega square cos theta primary inertia force plus mr omega square by n cos 2 theta secondary inertia force. Primary inertia force Fp is equal to mr omega square cos theta. Fp max is equal to plus or minus mr omega square cos theta diagram like this. In one cycle, primary inertia force will be maximum of 2 times. Secondary inertia force Fs is equal to mr omega square by n into cos 2 theta. We should not consider initial 0 and final 2 pi at the same time. If we are considering zeros for initial cycle and 2 pi for initial, will be initial for second cycle. Okay, initial for second cycle only 2 times. Fs max is equal to mr omega square by n is equal to L by R greater than 1, Fs max less than Fp max. In one cycle of crank, Fs will be maximum for 4 times. The maximum magnitude of Fs will be smaller than that of Fp max. It can be neglected. The frequency of secondary inertia force is twice that of primary inertia force. 0 to 2 pi, it will be like this. 4 times 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. This should not be considered. Actual unbalanced force in the system, F unbalanced is equal to mr omega square cos theta. Maximum F unbalanced is equal to mr omega square. Direction of unbalanced force is along the line of stroke. Complete balancing. Mr omega square cos theta, mr omega square cos theta, mr omega square in this type. For adding countermass, F unbalanced force along line of stroke is equal to 0. In this direction, mr omega square cos theta. In this direction, mr omega. F unbalanced perpendicular to the line of stroke is equal to mr omega square sin theta is equal to Fi. Let Fi max is equal to mr omega square. Like here, mr omega square cos theta, this is balanced, but perpendicular to the line of stroke, by complete balancing, only direction of maximum unbalanced force has been changed, whereas maximum magnitude remains same. Therefore, objective of balancing is not completely being fulfilled. Hence, complete balancing is not preferred. Partial balancing, BB is equal to C into MR, fraction of MR. BB omega square cos theta, BB omega square sin theta. F unbalanced is equal to F MR omega square sin cos theta. Unbalanced force along the line of stroke, Fx is equal to mr omega square cos theta minus BB omega square cos theta is equal to mr omega square cos theta minus c mr omega square cos theta. Fx is equal to 1 minus c into mr omega square cos theta. F unbalanced perpendicular to the line of stroke. Fy is equal to bb omega square sin theta. Fy is equal to c mr omega square sin theta. Resultant unbalanced force R is equal to root of fx square plus fy square. R is equal to root of 1 minus c mr omega square cos theta whole square plus c mr omega square sin theta whole square. R will be minimum when C is equal to half. R minimum is equal to mr omega square by 2. For steam engine, C is equal to 2 by 3. Okay, balancing of secondary inertia force. F is equal to mr omega square cos theta. Fs is equal to mr omega square by n cos 2 theta is equal to mr by 4n 4 omega square cos 2 theta is equal to mr into r by 4n into 2 omega square cos 2 theta. Fs is equal to r mr prime omega prime square cos theta prime. Theta prime is equal to 2 theta. Omega prime is equal to 2 omega. R prime is equal to r by 4n mn. And we will consider if we consider the mass of rotating elements crank, crank pin and connecting rod, then crank and crank pin can be balanced easily since they are in pure rotation. The problem arises in order to balance connecting rod because of following reasons. The connecting rod is in general motion translation plus rotation. The mass of connecting rod is non-uniformly distributed. Therefore, we need to convert actual connecting rod in dynamically equivalent system. Two systems are said to be dynamically equilibrium if they satisfy following three conditions. The total mass of actual and equivalent system should be same. Distance of center of mass from one end should be same. Mass moment of inertia of actual and equivalent system about center of mass should be same. If any one of above condition is not satisfied, then system will not be in dynamically equilibrium and there will be error. Let M is equal to total mass of connecting rod, big and small end. LS LB G is centroid. LS LB MB MS. M is equal to MB plus MS. MB fraction of total mass of connecting rod at big end. MS fraction of total mass at small end. MB LB is equal to MS LS. MB is equal to MS into LS by LB. M is equal to MS into LS by LB plus MS is equal to MS LS plus MB LB by LB. MS is equal to MLB by LS plus LB. MB is equal to MLS by LB plus LS. I actual is equal to I equivalent about center of mass. Mk square is equal to ms ls square plus mb lb square. K is radius of gyration about center of mass. Note: the mass moment of inertia is actually distribution of mass about center of mass in actual system. The rod having mass, but in equivalent system, the rod is massless and having concentrated mass at end, which means distribution of mass has been changed. The inertia of actual and equivalent system will not be same. It will introduce error in inertia. I error is equal to I equivalent minus I actual. In order to obtain the correct dynamically equivalent system, mk square is equal to mlb by lb plus ls square plus mls by lb plus lb square. Finally we will get k square is equal to lb into ls. K is equal to root lb ls. If the rotating unbalanced and reciprocating unbalanced both masses are considered, then B is equal to M rotor into R plus C M reciprocating into R. If from above equation it is clear that rotating mass can be completely balanced, whereas reciprocating mass are partially balanced. Rotating masses consists of mass of crank and mass of crank pin and big end of connecting rod, whereas reciprocating mass consists of small mass of slider, gudgeon pin and small end of connecting rod. Okay. Effect of partial balancing on locomotives. In locomotives, two cylinders are used whose cranks are perpendicular to each other. In order to achieve a uniform turning moment diagram, In balancing masses were attached on wheels. The value of N L by R was quite large. The effect of secondary inertia force was neglected. Effect of unbalanced force along line of stroke. Tractive force swaying couple. Effect of unbalanced force perpendicular to line of stroke. Hammer blow. A by 2 fx is 1 minus c m r omega square cos theta. Line of stroke system cylinder fx is 1 minus c into m r omega square cos 190. Okay. Tractive force is equal to net unbalanced force along line of stroke is known as tractive force. Fx net is equal to fx1 plus fx2. Fx net is equal to 1 minus c m r omega square cos theta plus 1 minus c into m r omega square cos 190 plus theta. Fx net is equal to 1 minus c into m r omega square cos theta minus sin theta. Fx net is equal to f of theta df to be maximum or minimum df x net by d theta is equal to 0, and theta is equal to 130 and theta is equal to minus 1 and theta is equal to 135 degrees or minus 315 degrees. Both fx net at 135 degrees is equal to minus root 2 1 minus c m r omega square. Fx net at 135 degrees is equal to plus root 2 1 minus c into m r omega square. Variation in track 2 is equal to plus or minus root 2 into 1 minus c m r omega square. Track 2 forces result in jerk along line of stroke. Swaying couple, the net unbalanced force along line of stroke result in couple about center line is known as a swaying couple. Center line clockwise, counterclockwise, a by 2. Let counterclockwise couple is positive. M net is equal to fx1 a by 2 minus fx2 a by 2. Finally, m net is equal to 1 minus c into m r omega square into cos theta plus sin theta into a by 2. To be maximum or minimum, dm net is equal to dm net by d theta is equal to 0 plus a by root 2 1 minus c m r omega square minus a by 2 1 by a by root 2 1 minus c m r omega square at 225 degrees plus at 45 degrees. Variation in swaying couple is equal to plus or minus a by root 2 into 1 minus c into m r omega square. Hammer blow, normal reaction n is equal to w plus or minus b capital B small b omega square sin theta. This is similar to between rail track and track in wheels. Normal reaction w plus or minus b capital B small b omega square sin theta, and should be always positive, otherwise it will go out. N greater than 0, w minus capital B small b omega square greater than 0. Greater than 0, b capital B small b omega square less than omega less than root of w by capital B small b. Omega increases, it will be like, if normal reaction becomes 0, the wheel will leave the track. That is why hammer blow more problematic than all effects of partial balancing. Hammer blow puts the limit of maximum speed of locomotive. Gears and gear trains. Gears are examples of positive drive mechanism. They are called positive drive since a phenomenon of slip does not take place at point of contact. Gear, the element which is larger in size, is known as gear. Due to large size, the inertia is more, hence starting torque is more. Therefore, it is generally preferred as output element. Pinion, the wheel which is smaller in size is known as pinion. It is generally in the input element due to lesser starting torque. A pair of gear and pinion which are in mesh is called gear set, ring gear or annulus. The wheel which is having teeth in the inner side is known as ring gear. Front view, side view, it will be like this. Side view will be like this. External wheel. Front view, internal wheel, it will have internal teeth. It will be like this. Rag gear, the wheel whose pitch circle radius is infinity. It is used to convert rotation into translation. Performance parameter, well, first velocity ratio, vr or lambda. Lambda is equal to plus or minus omega output by omega input less than 1. Positive sign will be used when input and output are rotated in same direction. Example, internal meshing. And in case of external meshing, input and output rotate in opposite direction, sign will be negative. In case of gear and pinion, velocity ratio is equal to plus or minus omega gear by omega pinion. Reduction ratio is equal to plus or minus omega input by omega output greater than 1 is equal to plus or minus omega pinion by omega gear. Gear ratio is equal to capital T by small t is equal to number of teeth on gear by number of teeth on pinion. Terminology for important circles, pitch circle. It denotes the size of wheel. All the important dimensions such as tooth thickness, tooth space, circular pitch, arc of contact, etc. are measured along the pitch circle circumference. Two wheels which are in mesh can be represented by their pitch circles. The point of contact of pitch circles is known as pitch point. Base circle, it is the real circle, its radius cannot be changed. It is circle from where involute profile begins. Addendum circle, the wheel which passes through top of the gear tooth is known as addendum circle. Dedendum or root circle, the circle where gear tooth begins is known as dedendum circle. Note all the pitch circle denotes size of wheel, but it is actually an imaginary circle, which means its radius can be changed. Which means its radius can be changed. Involute cannot be used. Non-involute, involute cannot be used. Non-involute or radial mostly used. Involute can be used only gears. Involute like B, pitch circle, dedendum, addendum, base circle. Base circle, dedendum, pitch, addendum. Base circle and addendum both same cannot be used. Units of gear, circular pitch PC. The distance between two similar points on adjacent tooth measured along pitch circle circumference is known as circular pitch. PC is equal to pitch circle diameter by number of teeth. PC is gear is equal to pi d by t. Distance pitch pi d by t. PC pinion is equal to pi small d by t. Module is equal to here pitch circle circumference. This is not diameter. Module M, it is SI unit of gear. M is equal to pitch circle diameter by number of teeth. Unit of M is mm. M gear is equal to capital A by capital T. M pinion is equal to small d by small t. Pitch circle diameter PD, it is a PS unit of gear. It is defined as number of teeth per inch. Pitch circle diameter PD gear is equal to T by D in inch. PD pinion is equal to T by D in inch. For a gear set, units must be same. For example, if a gear and pinion mesh, then module of gear is equal to module of pinion. M gear is equal to M pinion. Capital A by capital T is equal to small d by small t. Capital A by small d is equal to capital T by small t. PC into PD is equal to pi. PC is equal to pi m. Important dimensions. Set A, dimensions which are visible without meshing. Tooth thickness, the thickness of tooth measured along pitch circle circumference. For example, arc xy, x1, y1 as press is a diagram xy. Straight line xy is equal to caudal tooth thickness. Tooth space or space width, the distance between adjacent tooth measured along pitch circle circumference is known as tooth space. For example, yx1 during meshing, tooth thickness of element enters into tooth space of mating element. Thickness plus tooth space is equal to circular pitch. Addendum A, it is distance between pitch circle and addendum. Addendum A is equal to addendum circle radius minus pitch circle radius. A gear is equal to RA minus capital R. A pinion is equal to small RA minus small r. The addendum is expressed as fraction of module. A is equal to Fm. In 20 degrees full depth gear system, A is equal to 1 module. F is equal to 1. In 20 degrees stub tooth system, A is equal to 0.8 m. F is equal to 0.8. Addendum B. The distance between pitch circle and dedendum circle is known as dedendum. Dedendum B is equal to pitch circle radius minus dedendum circle radius. B gear is equal to capital R minus capital RD. B pinion is equal to small r minus small rd. Dedendum is also expressed as fraction of module. B is equal to Fm. For example, in a 20 degrees full depth system, B is equal to 1.25 m, F is equal to 1.25. In 20 degrees stub tooth system, B is equal to 1 m, F is equal to 1 full depth. The summation of addendum and addendum is known as full depth. Face width, the portion of gate tooth above the pitch circle is known as face, and the portion below pitch circle is known as flank. Like this is face, this is flank, this is pitch circle. And the addendum, the width of face is important dimension with respect to gate tooth design is known as face width. Face width is this W. The involute portion exists in flank here, flank. And the non-involute portion exists in flank here. Non-involute portion is this. Uh, chance, chances of interference are always in flank, means this down portion. Lewis equation Ft is equal to mw sigma by. We can also remember it as SWMY Swami. Some dimensions which are visible during meshing. Working depth. The summation of addendum of gear and addendum of pinion is known as working depth. Pinion clearance. This is clearance backlash gear a pinion. Backlash, the amount by which tooth space of a wheel is larger than tooth thickness of mating element. If backlash is absent, rubbing will take place on both sides of tooth resulting in more friction and more wear. In absence of backlash, the thermal expansion of wheel will be prevented, due to which there will be thermal stresses in the wheel, which will cause stress concentration. In absence of backlash, lubricant cannot be provided easily. Clearance, it is distance between addendum circle of gear and addendum circle of pinion. If clearance is absent, there will be interference. Clearance is designed only on pinion. Only on pinion. Pressure angle, it is always defined for gear set. In case of involute profile, it always remains same. Pressure angle for any two mating angles will always be same. It is defined as angle between velocity vector pitch point and common normal when velocity vectors is rotated in a direction same as omega gear. Common normal, it is always tangent to base circles of gear and pinion. It is always a straight line, that is it must be a single straight line for gear as well as pinion in order to keep the pressure angle pi same for mating elements. Common normal always passes through pitch point P and gets divided in a constant ratio by pitch point. The statement is known as law of gearing. The common normal always passes through pitch point and gets divided in constant ratio by the pitch point. This statement is known as law of gearing, and all elements which follow law of gearing can be called gears, no matter teeth are present on them or not. The point where common normal is tangent to base circle of gear and pinion is all known as point of tangency, point of beginning of engagement. It is point where addendum circle of gear intersected with common normal. Point of ending of engagement. It is point where addendum circle of pinion intersect with common normal. This is common normal. Point omega pinion, omega gear, these are centers. Omega pinion, omega gear, this is line joining centers. They intersect at pitch point P. RB base circle, point of tangency of gear. RE point of tangency of pinion. RB perpendicular. R beginning of engagement, C capital R A capital RB. Gear base circle pitch point B I 2 3, this 2 3 I13, I12. OP. Okay. Base circle is this tangent. Common tangent. This common normal to pitch circle and tangent to base circle. The angle between common tangent to pitch circles at point at pitch point and common normal when common tangent is rotated in direction same as omega gear is known as pressure angle. Number of elements is equal to n is equal to 3. Number of icenters is equal to 3. I12, I13, I23. Angular velocity theorem V23 is equal to I12, I23, omega 2 is equal to I13, I23, omega 3. Omega 2 by omega 3 is equal to I13, I23 by I12, I23. Omega p by omega here is equal to OGP by OPP. Omega p by omega here is equal to capital R by small r. Pitch point P is an eye center. This statement can also be called as law of gearing. If two frictional disks are in contact and the friction at point of contact is enough to prevent the sliding, then there will be pure rolling at point of contact and disk can be called as gear and it will result in same velocity ratio. M gear is equal to M pinion. 2 capital R by capital T is equal to 2 small r by small t. Capital R by small r is equal to capital T by small t. From equation 1 and 2, omega p by omega gear is equal to capital R by small r is equal to capital T by small t. Applicable gear wheels directly in contact. In triangle OGBP and a triangle OPAP, BP by AP is equal to OGB by OPA is equal to OGP by OPP. BP by AP is equal to RB by capital RB by small rb is equal to capital R by small r. RB, capital RB and small rb are always constant. BP by AP is equal to constant law of gearing. BP by AP. This is equal to constant. This is law of gearing. Interference. If involute profile meshes with non-involute profile, it is known as non-conjugate action. As a result, the involute may get lock or jam with the non-involute profile. This phenomenon is known as interference. It should be avoided. Case 1, R base is equal to R at NM. Non-involute profile doesn't exist. No chances of interference. Here BD involute non-involute profile pinion interference is not occurring. Gear base non-involute limiting condition. Okay, limiting condition for interference not occurring. If gear is still here till here this base only. If it is above it won't occur. If it goes below this non-involute portion interference is occurring. Here also interference is occurring. Non-involute profile does not exist. Base is down. No chances of interference. Necessary condition for interference. The presence of non-involute profile is necessary condition for interference, but it alone does not guarantee that interference will occur. It is necessary but not sufficient condition. Necessary and sufficient condition if addendum of gear penetrates into base circle of pinion or cross the point of tangency of pinion, it will result in interference. If clearance exists, interference may or may not occur, but if clearance is absent, interference will occur certainly. If full depth is equal to working depth, interference will occur, but if full depth greater than working depth, interference may not occur. If gear and pinion are in mesh, the maximum chances of interference are always at beginning of engagement, that is at flank of pinion. If two wheels are in mesh having same size of addendum, then driven wheel will interfere first. If two wheels in mesh having different size of addendum, then wheel with larger addendum will interfere first. BP is equal to capital R sin pi, RB is equal to capital R cos pi, small rb is equal to R cos pi, AP is equal to small r sin pi. Actual path of approach is equal to CP. CP is equal to BC minus BP is equal to root of RA square minus RB square minus R sin pi is equal to root of RA square minus R cos pi whole square minus R sin pi. Actual path of recess is equal to PD is equal to AP. PD is equal to AD minus AP is equal to root of RA square minus RB square minus R sin pi is equal to root of RA square minus R cos pi whole square minus R sin pi. Path of approach is equal to AP is equal to R sin pi. Maximum path of approach is equal to small r sin pi. Here capital R, here small r. Maximum path of SS is equal to PB is equal to capital R sin pi. Note, since gear will begin the engagement, therefore actual path of approach will be decided by gear when the pinion will not, and pinion will end the engagement. So actual path of recess will be decided by pinion, whereas maximum limit up to which gear can enter into pinion, that is maximum path of approach will be decided by pinions, and similarly maximum path of recess will be decided by gear. Maximum possible addendum radius of gear without causing interference RA max is equal to OGA. Cosine law RA max square is equal to capital R square plus small r sin pi whole square minus 2 capital R small r sin pi cos of 90 plus pi. RA max from this cosine law root of r square. Okay, take capital R square outside, then 1 plus r square by 2r plus 2r by r. Lambda is equal to small r by capital R is equal to small t by capital T is equal to omega g by omega p less than 1. RA max is equal to r into root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sine square pi. RA max minus r is equal to r into root of 1 minus 1 root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sine square pi minus 1. A gear max is equal to r into uh, A into R capital R into max is equal to capital R into root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sine square pi. If we write A gear as F M gear in max and M gear as 2R by T, 2R by T, R will cancel. T minimum. T minimum, capital T minimum is equal to 2F by root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sine square pi minus 1. Small t minimum is equal to lambda t minimum is equal to 2f lambda by root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sine square pi minus 1. T actual greater than T max, capital T actual greater than T min. Methods to avoid interference. By increasing central distance is summation of pitch circle diameter, pitch circle radius of gear and pinion, which is imaginary circle and hence can be changed easily. By increasing central distance, clearance will increase, hence chance of interference will decrease. By increasing central distance, pressure angle will also increase. In case of involute profile, the velocity ratio will remain same even if we change the central distance. Limitation: generally, gear and pinion are mounted on shafts which are non-movable. Central distance cannot be changed. By properly selecting the number of teeth on pinion, that is, if T actual greater than T min, capital T actual greater than capital T min, area actual less than area max. Second case, by modifying the addendum. Like this, cut till here, removal of material from addendum of gear tooth is known as stubbing. The resultant tooth is known as stub tooth. By stubbing, the clearance will increase, hence clearance will increase, hence chances of interference will decrease. Due to stubbing, length of movement arm L decreases. Bmxx is equal to ftl sigma, therefore sigma b decreases. Due to stubbing, the tooth will become strong since bending stress will decrease. Fourth, by using cycloidal profile tooth. Cycloid is a locus of point point on a circle which rolls without slipping on a straight line. Circle is rolling without slipping in a straight line. LP2 is equal to cycloid. Cycloid is equal directive. This is directrix. Cycloid is equal to epicycloid plus hypocycloid. Epicycloid means rotating outside the cycle. Hypocycloid means circle rotating inside the circle. LP2, this is epicycloid, this is hypocycloid. Epicycloid and then hypocycloid. During meshing, the epicycloid portion of gear tooth meshes with hypocycloid of pinion and vice versa. Conjugate action is always maintained, hence interference cannot occur. It is difficult to manufacture the cycloidal profile. It is generally not used. During meshing, the pressure angle in case of cycloidal profile does not remain constant. It is maximum at beginning of engagement and zero at pitch point. Again maximum at end of engagement. A small variation in central resistance will lead to change in velocity ratio, whereas involute profile it remains same. Cycloidal teeth gears are more costly, stronger than involute. It is generally used in watches or clocks. Next option, undercutting. Removal of material from flank or root of tooth is known as undercutting. It can take place at the time of manufacturing when due to manufacturing in a limitation the cutter removes material from the flank. As a result, interference, since involute profile is stronger than non-involute profile. During meshing, the involute of gate tooth may remove non-involute portion of pinion. Undercutting can also be possible method to avoid interference. Undercutting always lead to stress concentration, making tooth weak. Therefore, as a method to avoid interference, it is least preferred. Power transmission P is equal to Ft into V is equal to F cos pi into V. Ft is tangential. P is equal to F cos pi into V. F of cos pi. If pi increases, central distance increases. Cos pi decreases, power decreases. Chances of interference decreases. So pi 14.5, power is maximum, chances of interference is also maximum. So it is absolute, not used right now. 20 degrees moderate is optimum. 22.5 degrees maximum, chances of interference is both are minimum. Power is also minimum, chances of interference is minimum. For ASC, path of contact is equal to path of approach plus path of recess is equal to root of RES square minus of R cos pi whole square plus root of RES square minus of small r cos pi whole square minus of capital R plus small r sin pi. Arc of contact is measured along pitch circle circumference. Arc of contact is equal to arc of approach plus arc of recess is equal to path of approach by cos pi plus path of recess by cos pi is equal to path of contact by cos pi. Angle of contact delta gear is equal to arc of contact by capital R. Delta pinion is equal to arc of contact by small r. Contact ratio is equal to arc of contact by circular pitch. Contact ratio is equal to arc of contact by circular pitch. Contact ratio indicates the number of pair of gear tooth which are in mesh. For example, CR is equal to 1. It implies one tooth of gear is in mesh with one tooth of pinion at pitch point. 1 less than or equal to CR less than 2. CR is equal to 1.31. It means one pair is in complete mesh, that is at pitch point for 31% of total time of contact. Another point will be in mesh. Rack gear, the wheel whose pitch circle radius is in infinity is known as rack. It is used to convert the rotation into translation. Minimum number of teeth on pinion in order to avoid interference in rack and pinion. Small t minimum is equal to f lambda by root of 1 plus lambda into lambda plus 2 sin square pi whole of minus 1 in gear and pinion. Rack r tends to infinity. Velocity ratio lambda is equal to small r by capital R is equal to omega g by omega p. If capital R tends to infinity, lambda tends to infinity. T min is equal to lambda tends to 0. Lambda tends to 0. 2f lambda by L'Hospital's rule. T min is equal to 2f by sin square pi. For rack, T min is equal to 2f by sin square pi. think this is not that much important. Balancing of multi-cylinder inline cylinder, it is in it all cylinders are on same side of crankshaft. All units are identical. That is, dimensions are same. All cylinders are driving their individual crank and finally driving a common crankshaft. The major disadvantage of multi-cylinder engine is that in it the unbalanced force of one cylinder will neutralize the unbalanced force of other cylinder. Flywheel, cylinder one, isometric, okay, crank, cycle time, 2 stroke 2 pi, 4 stroke 4 pi, angle between crank theta is equal to 2 pi by n or 4 pi by n, where n is equal to number of cylinders. These are all not that much important, just a closed circle. Forces should be balanced. Primary force, pri- primary couple, just by balance, we should balance all these forces. That's it. Gear trains, these are important on basis of gear trains on basis of degrees of freedom. Degrees of freedom is equal to 1, degrees of freedom is equal to 2. 1, if all wheels are mounted on a different shaft, simple gear train. If two or more wheels are mounted on same shaft, compound gear train or reverted gear train. In degree of freedom 2, epicyclic gear train or sun and planet gear train. Train value is equal to plus or minus omega input by omega output. If train value is positive, it means omega it is means input and output are rotating in same direction. If train value is negative, it means omega input and output are rotating in opposite direction. Simple gear train. Then this central distance we can see like the diameter is empty. Diameter is empty. So from that we can say if it is meshing, then MA is equal to MB is equal to MC is equal to MD. Okay, from this I can say train value is equal to omega A by omega D is equal to minus TD by TA. The negative sign indicates that gear A and D will rotate in opposite direction. Idler wheel, the wheels where number of teeth does not appear in expression of train value is known as idler wheels. Here B and C are idler gears, idler wheel. The objective of idler wheel is to fill the space between input and output and to offset direction of rotation. For example, if there are even number of idlers in simple gear train, then input and output will rotate in opposite direction. Whereas if there are odd number of idler wheels, then input and output will rotate in compound gear train in opposite direction. In here opposite direction in the same direction. Compound gear train, the wheels which are mounted on the same shaft are known as compound gear trains. Here B and C are mounted on same shaft. Omega B by omega C is equal to 1. Compound B and C are compound. Central distance same as before only. RA plus RB plus RC plus RD. Okay, MA is equal to MB, MC is equal to MD, M1, M2 will be there. Train value plus TB, TD by TA, TC. Positive sign indicate that gear is A and D will rotate in same direction. Train value is equal to plus or minus product of number of teeth on gear driven wheels by product of number of teeth on driver wheels. Reverted gear train, if the input and output shaft are collinear, then reverted gear train is used to connect them. For example, in gearbox and in watches, RA plus RB is equal to RC plus RD. First stage, second stage. Epicyclic gear train, sun or planet arm or coupler. Whenever arm is used, it is an independent member, that is, it will be connected either to input or to output. Epicyclic gear train is dynamically balanced, that is, it is in equilibrium. By epicyclic gear train, a large velocity ratio or torque ratio can be obtained from limited space. Bidirectional output is possible with any directional input. A large number of variations between input and output are possible. Kinematic analysis. First, we will take arm is fixed then write 0 x, then add arm with y-rpm plus 5, then we can solve whatever from the given whatever is required we can solve. Omega sun minus omega arm, omega plan minus omega arm is equal to minus tp by ts. Torque analysis, since epicyclic gear train is always in equilibrium, sigma tau net is equal to 0, tau input plus tau output is equal to 0. Efficiency of mechanism, power at output by power at input is equal to sigma tau output omega output by sigma tau input omega input. If there are no power losses, then sigma tau omega is equal to 0. Tau input omega input is equal to tau output omega output is equal to 0. The torque element which is fixed is known as fixing or holding torque. Okay, these are all workbook problems. There are many questions in from previous years which are interesting.